Hi guys! So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to do a quick rundown and review of the Chapter 2 stuff that will be on the test, which will be pushed out for next Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, so the first thing we started with was listing out domain and range and determining whether something was a function. So sometimes when they have mappings like this, I like to write them out as ordered pairs. So 1 goes with 2, 3 goes with 6, and 5 goes with 10. So the domain are the x values, so the 1, 3, and 5. The range are the y values, 2, 6, and 10. Now it doesn't ask, is it a function? But let's add that in here. Is it a function? Yes. And how do you know it's a function? Because none of the x values repeat. Okay, let's do one more like that. So here your domain is 2, 4, 3, 6. You don't need to list 2 twice, but you totally can. And the range are the y values, so negative 3, 6, negative 1. Once again, you can list 6 again, you don't have to, and 3. Here, is this a function? No. Okay, you have an x value that repeats. Okay? After that, we went into evaluating functions. So I just have a couple here for us to evaluate. So f of negative 3. So we go to the function labeled f and we put negative 3 in for x, and then we just do order of operations to evaluate this. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 minus 1, so that's negative 7. Now here, if you have addition or subtraction, you figure out each of these individually. And then at the end, you take their individual answers and you would add them together. If it was a minus sign, you would just subtract them. So f of 2. So 2 times 2 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. G of negative 1. So 5 times negative 1 plus 3. 5 times negative 1, so that's a negative 5 plus 3, so that's a negative 2. So 3 plus a negative 2 would actually just be 1. Okay, last one here. Notice there's no x value to plug in, so you're legitimately just using what it says for f of x and what it says for h of x. Now, the only thing you need to do here is combine any like terms. So 2x and technically a minus 1x would just be a 1x. You don't need to write the 1, but you totally can. And then negative 1 plus 3 would just be plus 2. And that's it for that guy. Okay, from here, I'm actually going to skip that guy and come back to it in a second. From here, we went into graphing equations using a table. So here I have a table with some selected values. So these are the x values, and you're just putting those in for the x over here. So 2/3 times negative 3 plus 3. So if you use a calculator here, you would get, this would be negative 2 plus 3, so that comes out to 1. Here, put in 0, so this would just come out to 3. Here, let's put in a 3, so that would be 5. Here we would get 4 plus 3, so 7. And 9. So negative 3, 1, 0, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I don't think I put, hold on. 6, 7, and then 9, 9. And we connect those with a straight line. Okay. From there, then we did x and y intercept. So I'm actually going to go back up to this guy. So the x-intercept, we let y equal 0. And these we want to write our final answer as an ordered pair. So if we let y be 0, I now have to solve for x. So let's add 3 over. And to get rid of that divide by 2, we can multiply each side by 2. So I would get 6. So this would be the ordered pair 6, 0. For the y-intercept, we let x equal 0. So if you let x equal 0, that whole thing's gone, so it's just negative 3. And that would be the ordered pair 0, negative 3. Okay. This next one, we're going to do the same thing, but notice this one's written in a different format. It's not solved for y, it's in slope-intercept form. So I think these are actually easier to find your x and y intercepts. So here we let y equal 0. So if y is 0, this piece is gone. So 6x equals 12 and x equals 2. Oops. Let's write that as an ordered pair. So 2 comma 0. Here, x equals 0. So if we let x equal 0, that's gone. Now don't lose the negative with that 2 there. So divide both sides by -2, and y is -6. That's the ordered pair 0 comma -6. So we can plot that. 2 comma 0 is here, 0 -6 is here, and connect those. Okay. After that, I'm actually going to skip again. Sorry, these are a little out of order. We did slope. So slope is the change in your y's over your change in your x's. So visually, we're going down 1. So since we go down 1, this would be a -1. If you ever go down, it's negative. And then to the right 1. So here my m is just -1/1 or -1. Okay. Then we did slope given 2 ordered pairs. So we use the letter m for slope. And the formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. So 3 minus 1 over 5 minus a -3. Be very careful there. So this is 2, and this would just turn into plus, so over 8. Make sure you reduce that. 2 over 8 reduces to 1/4, not 4. Be very careful with that. Okay? And then we also by using using slope and intercept. So when you look at this, your y-intercept or your b is simply 3, and your slope is -2/3. So we started at our y-intercept of 3. Since it's a -2/3, we go down to right 3. Let's do one more, down to right 3. And connect those. Okay? So that is a basic recap of everything that we covered in Chapter 2. From here, you should work on the Unit 2 review. It has a mix of problems for you to try, and there's an answer key located below that. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thanks. Have a good one, guys.